So these are my LL Bean hiking boots that I bought for my 50th birthday, which is 7 years ago now. I bought them to hike Mount Washington on the East Coast. Thought I better get myself a real pair of hiking shoes, hiking boots for the climb. So as you can see, they look pretty rugged. They got the leather uppers, which for all intents and purposes, these things are like in mint condition. Unfortunately, because I've moved to the Midwest, I don't get to hike with the frequency that I'd like. So between the age of 50 and 57, I actually went on only 3 hikes. These climbed Mount Washington, and then over the summer, earlier in the summer, I climbed Mount Cardigan east of Hanover, New Hampshire, and then this past weekend, Labor Day weekend, this is 2018 now, so I got these for my 50th birthday to hike Mount Washington. So I did Washington, Mount Cardigan this summer, and then Mount Willard, which is in Crawford Notch, New Hampshire. So I was coming down the mountain when I was done thinking, wow, I'm so great that I had these hiking boots, and was taking them off at the car to put on my regular shoes. And I happened to turn around and look, and the entire back part of the boot had basically just come apart, and all the rubber had basically dislodged itself from what looks like the upper part of the shoe. And then, you start thinking in your mind, well, maybe I can, repair these still, or, because I really like them. And then I noticed that the whole sole had come unglued from the bottom of the shoe, not just on one shoe, but on both of these shoes. The sole has come out. And I still thought, well, boy, I really like these hiking boots, and I might want to keep them and try to save them. But if you look at what's happening in the back, the entire bottom part of the shoe, let's see if I can do this with one hand here now, is separating from the body of the upper part of the shoe. So the entire, basically everything that was glued on this LL Bean hiking boot, anything that involved any kind of adhesive, the adhesive just basically at some point just quit, even though the rubber sections are quite, really mint condition. This boot really has only 3 hikes on it, hardly any usage. So then you say, well, wow, we tried to go to the LL Bean store in New Hampshire and just talk to them about it, and they started looking at some things on it, and you get in here and you see, oh, let me see, made in China. So that's the stock number. That's actually a 14. I'm actually a 13 shoe, so that is huge. Anyway, so you see there it says made in China. So I guess at the time, probably when I was 50 years old, I thought I really like LL Bean, quality. But I guess we know a lot of things are made overseas nowadays. So in the end, really, are you getting the value that you think you're getting, when you get something for a better deal, when, I guess this has come back to roost on me, 7 years later with just 3 hikes in these. This is the kind of boot you say to yourself, you might be able to keep this for life, right? When really in the end now, if I want to go on any more hikes, I guess I'm in the market for a new pair of hiking shoes only 7 years and 3 hikes later with these boots from LL Bean. So I think it's just something to consider. Are we really getting the value, when we get a slightly lower price, or, we've all been reaping the gains of lower prices for the last 20 years with products made overseas, but are we really getting what we think we're getting? Because in the long run, I really didn't get the value, for these that I thought I was getting at the beginning. Something to consider.